Ambassador Elias Ward sat inside the control room of the starship Horizon Dawn. The room was quiet, only the soft hum of engines filling the air. He had crossed many borders in space, met many alien races, and solved many conflicts. But tonight felt different. His instincts whispered danger or destiny. The ship's navigator suddenly turned toward him. "Sir, we are getting something strange." Elias walked to the screen. "What kind of signal?" The navigator hesitated. "It's a voice, sir. A human voice." Elias froze. No human ship had ever gone this far beyond the solar frontier. There should be no human voice coming from this region of deep space. "Play it," he ordered. A crackling sound filled the room. Static hissed, then a faint whisper pushed through the noise. "Please, help us." Every officer in the room stared in shock. The voice was soft, scared, and desperate. But it didn't sound completely human. Something was strange about the tone, almost like two voices blended into one. Elias leaned closer to the speaker. "Where is it coming from?" "A drifting pod ahead, sir," the navigator said. "Very small, almost invisible." Elias narrowed his eyes. A pod in empty space, broadcasting a human-like cry for help. It felt like a trap. But he had a rule: no call for help should ever be ignored. "Bring us closer," he said. As the ship approached the pod, the lights inside Horizon Dawn flickered. The pod looked old, cracked, and half-destroyed. It slowly rotated in the dark, like a broken toy lost in an endless ocean. "Life signs?" Elias asked. "Two," replied the medic officer. "Weak, very weak." The pod was brought aboard. Officers gathered in a circle as the metal shell hissed open. Cold steam floated out. Elias took a small step forward. Inside were two figures, curled together like frightened children. Their skin was green, their hair was silver. Their eyes were closed, but their faces looked peaceful and strangely familiar. Everyone stared in silence. "Aliens," the guard whispered. "Yes," Elias said slowly. "But they look almost human." The medic scanned them. "They are alive, sir. Both female, very young, but their bodies show signs of running, hiding, starvation. They have been through something terrible." Elias studied their faces. Something stirred inside him: curiosity, compassion, and a deep feeling that this moment mattered. Suddenly, one of the girls moved. Her eyes opened. They were bright, glowing green, filled with fear but also intelligence. She looked directly at Elias. "Please, don't send us back," she whispered. Her voice, soft and shaking, matched the mysterious signal. "We won't hurt you," Elias said gently. "Who are you?" The girl struggled to speak. "I am Lyra, and this is my sister Sira." Before he could ask more, the lights dimmed. A loud alarm echoed through the ship. "Ambassador, a warship just appeared behind us." The pilot shouted. "Unknown design, no communication, weapons active." Elias turned to the window. A massive dark ship hovered outside, its surface covered in red glowing veins. It looked like a predator, watching them with cold hunger. The enemy ship sent no message. No warning, only a locked missile signal aimed at Horizon Dawn. Lyra gasped when she saw the ship. "They found us. Please, you must not give us back." Elias stepped closer to her. "Why are they chasing you?" Lyra shook her head weakly. "They want us. They want our power. If they take us, many worlds will burn." Sira opened her eyes too, fear spreading across her face. "Please, help us." Human, a human title, spoken by an alien girl he had never met. How did they know that word? The enemy ship charged its weapons. The lights inside Horizon Dawn glowed red. "We have to run," the pilot said. Elias stared at the two green-skinned sisters, then at the deadly ship outside. He didn't know who they were. He didn't know why they knew. Human language. He didn't know what danger they carried, but he knew one thing. This was no ordinary rescue. This was the beginning of something that would change the galaxy. Prepare for emergency jump, Elias ordered. We protect them. Asterisk. The ship shook as missiles launched from the enemy vessel. Part 1 ends with the horizon. Dawn jumping into the unknown carrying two mysterious sisters whose secret could save or destroy humanity. The starship Horizon Dawn burst out of hyperspace, engines shaking from the violent escape. Sparks flickered across the control panels. Officers rushed to their stations, trying to stabilize the ship, but Ambassador Elias Ward wasn't looking at the damage. He was looking at the two sisters sitting quietly on the medical bed, Lyra and Sira, green-skinned, silver-haired, bright-eyed. They were young, maybe teenagers in human age. Yet there was something ancient in their eyes, something heavy, like they carried memories too big for their small bodies. Elias approached them slowly. You're safe for now. The enemy ship didn't follow. Lyra nodded weakly, but Sira did not look convinced. Her eyes darted around the room, searching for danger. The medic stepped closer. We need to run more tests. No, Sira said sharply, pulling her hand away. Her voice was calm but firm. No needles. No machines, please. Lyra touched Sira's arm gently. It's okay. They're trying to help. Elias watched the interaction. The sisters spoke softly to each other, almost like they shared one mind. Their bond was stronger than anything he had seen in humans. He cleared his throat. I need answers. Why did that warship chase you? And how do you know our language? Lyra looked at him with tired eyes. We studied your broadcasts, your messages to space. Humans are the only ones who talk with mercy. That is why we chose you. Sira nodded slowly. You are our last hope. Elias frowned. Hope from what? Lyra hesitated, her fingers twisting nervously. Our people. The Miralai are almost gone. The Empire hunting us wants something inside our minds, something dangerous. Elias leaned forward. What is inside your minds? Sira whispered the answer, barely audible. Sight. He raised an eyebrow. Sight? You mean seeing the future? Lyra's expression darkened. Only when we are together. Only when our hands touch. Alone, we see nothing. But together, we see what may come. We see possible paths. Elias stared at them. Prophecy? Not exactly, Lyra said. We cannot see everything. We only see danger. We see endings. Sira took a trembling breath. And we saw one ending again and again, the end of our world. The end of many worlds, the end of yours. Elias felt a chill crawl down his spine. Earth? Lyra nodded slowly. Yes. Your home falls, unless someone stops the Empire. Sira added softly, and that someone must be human. For the first time since meeting them, Elias felt true fear. Not for himself, but for the responsibility suddenly placed on humanity's shoulders. He turned away, trying to think clearly. Why would humans be the key? Lyra answered gently, because your hearts are strange. You fight, but you protect. You doubt, but you hope. You destroy, but you also heal. No other species does this. Sira looked at Elias with a kind of fragile trust. You are unpredictable. That is why the Empire fears you, and why we trust you. Before Elias could respond, a loud alarm flashed red across the medical bay. The pilot's voice came through the speakers. Ambassador! The enemy ship is back on sensors. They followed our jump mark. Lyra and Sira immediately grabbed each other's hands. Their eyes glowed brighter green light swirling like mist inside their pupils. Sira gasped. They are not alone now. Lyra clenched her jaw. 2 ships, no 3. One bigger than the others. Elias rushed to the control room. The sisters followed, their small footsteps echoing on the metal floor. Officers turned as they entered, shocked to see aliens on board. The radar showed 3 red dots. Moving fast. Contact in 2 minutes, the navigator said. We cannot outrun them again. Lyra stepped forward. You must trust us. We can guide you through a safe path. Elias hesitated. What kind of path? Sira touched the glowing holographic map. A nebula field nearby. Dangerous to travel. Many storms, many energy pockets. But we see a way through. The pilot shook his head. Sir, that nebula destroys ships. No one goes inside. Elias looked. At the sisters. They looked back with steady eyes. Lyra whispered, Believe us, or they will take us. And if they take us, the vision you fear will come true. The ship shook. The enemy was getting closer. Elias made his choice. Set course. Into the nebula. Follow the sisters' directions. Gasps filled the room. The crew stared at him as if he had lost his mind. But Elias stood firm. Asterisk. The horizon dawn turned sharply and raced toward the swirling green and blue clouds of the nebula, an area where no human ship had ever survived. Lyra and Sira held hands tightly, eyes glowing brighter as they whispered the path only they could see. Behind them, 3 enemy ships closed in like hungry shadows. Ahead of them lay storms, lightning, and death. But somewhere inside that chaos, the sisters promised a future where hope still lived. The nebula swallowed the horizon dawn like a giant glowing ocean. Colors shifted outside the windows. Blue lightning, green fog, strange shadows moving like living creatures. The ship shook, as if invisible hands were pushing it from all sides. Every officer clung to their station. Shields at 30%. The engineer shouted, Gravity waves incoming. The pilot warned. Ambassador Elias Ward stood behind the sisters. Lyra and Sira held hands tightly, their eyes glowing brighter than before. A soft green light wrapped around their fingers, like energy flowing between them. Turn left, Lyra whispered. The pilot obeyed, even though the sensors showed a dangerous energy storm in that direction. But the moment they turned, the storm split open harmlessly, revealing a clear passage. How did you do that? The pilot muttered. Sira answered softly. We see lines, future lines. Some lead to danger. Some lead to safety. We choose the safest line. Lyra added, but the future changes every second. Your choices change it. The enemy's choices change it. Even fear changes it. Elias listened carefully. Their words weren't just strange, they were powerful. You didn't just predict the storm, he said. You influenced the path we took. Lyra lowered her gaze. It is not a gift. It is a burden. The nebula roared around them. Blue. Lightning struck close to the hull. The ship rattled violently. Suddenly, Sira gasped and squeezed Lyra's hand. Her voice trembled. They are coming in. One ship is entering the nebula after us. Elias turned to the sensors. She was right. One enemy ship larger than the others was forcing its way inside the nebula. Its armor glowed red, as if feeding on the violent storms. What is that? Elias whispered. Lyra stared at the red glowing ship. That is the Hunter-class Dreadblade. They use storm energy to track us. They were built to capture us. Sira added, they will not stop, never. Elias took a deep breath. Then we need more than running. We need to know what makes you so valuable to them. The sisters hesitated. Their expressions showed fear, but also trust. Lyra spoke first. Our people were peaceful. We never fought. But long ago, before even our grandparents were born, the galaxy was broken by a war no one remembers. Sira nodded. Our ancestors built something, a machine. A seed of light that could remake stars or destroy them. Elias stared at them in disbelief. You mean a super weapon? The sisters shook their heads. Not a weapon, Lyra said softly. A device to reset dying worlds. To heal planets. But the Empire twisted its meaning. They want to use it for power. Sira added, and only our minds can open it. That was the moment Elias finally understood. The sisters weren't being hunted because they were dangerous. They were hunted because they could unlock something that would give ultimate power to whoever controlled it. Elias rubbed his forehead. If this device is so powerful, why didn't your people destroy it? Lyra's voice cracked. They tried, but the machine reacts to us. When we went near it as children, it awakened. Sira looked at the floor, guilt filling her eyes. We didn't mean to. We were only curious. But the Empire saw the light. And they came. Elias felt a sudden weight in his chest. So this began because of you? Lyra wiped a tear. Yes. And we have run ever since. The ship shook again. A loud alarm beeped. The pilot shouted, "The Dreadblade is closing in. We can't outrun them in the nebula." Sira squeezed Lyra's hand even tighter. There is one path left. But it is dangerous. Lyra's voice grew faint. It will require trust. Deep trust. Elias narrowed his eyes. What kind of trust? The sisters approached him slowly. Lyra reached out her hand. Let us touch your mind. Elias stepped back. My mind? Sira nodded. Double quotes, yes, for a moment. We cannot show the future with words. But we can share it. Just one image. It will help. You understand everything. The crew watched nervously. Elias hesitated. Touching minds with two alien girls who could shape futures? It could be a trap. It could be the key. The Dreadblade roared behind them, its red light flashing through the nebula like a demon's eye. Elias made his decision. Do it, he said, offering his hand. Lyra and Sira touched his temples gently. The moment they made contact, green light exploded behind his eyes. Elias saw fire. Worlds breaking, earth falling, humanity screaming. Stars dying, shadow spreading across the galaxy. Then a second vision. Hope. Unity. Humans standing at the edge of the stars, choosing peace over power. The sisters standing beside them. Elias stumbled back, breathing hard. What was that? Lyra whispered, the future that will come if you choose to help us. Sira added, and the future that will destroy everything if you don't. Behind them, the Dreadblade prepared to fire, and Elias now understood. This mission was bigger than a rescue. It was the turning point for the whole galaxy. The Dreadblade's red glow cut through the nebula like a burning spear. The horizon dawn shuddered as energy pulses slammed into its shields. Inside the ship, sparks flew from panels, alarms screamed, and the crew struggled to keep control. Elias wiped sweat from his forehead. They could not hide. They could not run. The enemy was too close. Shields down to 20%. The engineer shouted, "One more hit and we lose stabilization." Lyra and Sira stood at the center of the room, hands still linked, eyes glowing faintly. But their glow was dimmer, now almost fading. Elias stepped toward them. What's happening? Why are you losing strength? Lyra's voice shook. This nebula drains energy from everything. Even from us, Sira whispered. It is like being underwater. We cannot breathe well here. Before Elias could respond, a sudden explosion rattled the ship. The pilot swore loudly. They've launched boarding pods. Sir, we have incoming. Boarding? Elias repeated. They want the sisters alive, the medic said grimly. That's why they're not destroying us. The lights flickered. The sound of metal claws striking the hull echoed through the ship. Thud. They were breaking in. Elias ran to the armory, grabbing a pulse pistol. The security team followed. Stay with the sisters. He ordered the medic. Don't let them out of sight. The corridors turned red as emergency lights activated. Smoke drifted from cracked pipes. The ship felt like a wounded animal trying to survive another blow. Elias reached the intersection where one of the boarding pods had attached. The metal door melted open, and a dark armored soldier stepped through. The enemy wore black plates, marked with red glowing lines. Its helmet had no face, just a single red circle like a cold mechanical eye. Elias fired. The blast hit the armor, throwing sparks. But the soldier barely moved. Instead, it lifted a heavy shock spear and walked forward, calm and unstoppable. The fight was short and brutal. The soldier swung the spear, cutting through the air with deadly speed. Elias dodged, barely the spear grazed his shoulder, sending a burst of pain down his arm. Before the soldier could strike again, the ship suddenly lurched sideways, throwing everyone off balance. The impact sent the soldier crashing into a wall. Elias fired again, this time hitting a joint in the armor. The soldier collapsed, but 3 more appeared behind it. "Fall back!" Elias shouted. The crew retreated toward the central chamber. Inside, Lyra and Sira stood trembling. Their glow was almost gone. They looked at Elias with fear and apology. "They came for us," Sira whispered. "They always come." The doors slid shut as the security system locked down. For a moment, there was silence. Then the intercom switched on. A voice spoke, cold, deep, metallic. "Ambassador Elias Ward, we know you can hear us." Elias turned toward the speaker. "Return the sisters to us," the voice continued, "and your ship will live." Lyra shook her head violently. "No, they will lie. They will kill everyone." Elias pressed the intercom button. "Who are you? Why are you hunting them?" A long pause, then the answer came. "You seek truth. We will give you truth." Before the crew could react, a hologram flickered to life in the center of the room. It showed an alien commander standing inside the Dreadblade Tall, armored with glowing red eyes. "We are the Dominion of Varak," he said, "and the sisters are fugitives of the highest threat." Elias frowned. "Threat? They are children." The commander raised a clawed hand. "Children who hold the keys to the Genesis core." Elias felt his stomach tighten. The sisters looked down, ashamed. Lyra whispered, "The Genesis core is the device we told you about. The one that can remake stars." The commander continued. "Their minds can control the core. Their blood can open it. If they reach their homeworld, the galaxy will burn." Elias shook his head. "That's not what they told me." The commander leaned closer to the hologram. "Of course they didn't. They want freedom. They want power. They want to decide the fate of worlds." Sira stepped forward, voice shaking. "That is a lie. We never wanted the core. We only wanted to destroy it." Lyra added, "Our visions show worlds dying if the Dominion takes the core, not if it is destroyed." The commander laughed, a cold mechanical sound. "You cannot destroy the core. It is beyond your control." Elias stepped between the sisters and the hologram. "So what do you want? To steal it? To rule the galaxy?" The commander's eyes glowed brighter. "We want stability, order, strength. The core will give us that." He pointed directly at Elias. "Give us the sisters, and we may allow humans to remain untouched." The room went silent. Lyra squeezed Sira's hand, terror filling her eyes. "Ambassador, please." Sira whispered, "We told you the truth. But now you must choose whom you believe." Outside, the enemy soldiers began cutting through the sealed doors. Elias looked at the sisters, frightened, exhausted, but honest. Then he looked at the hologram, cold, powerful, threatening. "Two truths, two futures, and only one choice." The sealed doors trembled as enemy soldiers continued cutting through the metal. Sparks rained down the hallway, and the high-pitched screech of heated blades echoed across the chamber. Everyone inside the Horizon Dawn could feel the pressure rising. Elias stood frozen between two truths. The Dominion commander claimed the sisters were a threat. The sisters claimed the Dominion wanted ultimate power. Who was lying? Who was using? Who? Elias opened his mouth to speak, but before he could say anything, Sira suddenly stepped back from her sister. Her hands trembled. Her breathing grew fast. Sira? Lyra whispered. What's wrong? But Sira didn't answer. Instead, she turned toward the control panel. Elias noticed it instantly. Her posture, her eyes, the way she moved like someone making a desperate decision. Sira, stop, Elias said calmly. Tell me what you're doing. But she didn't stop. Her fingers hovered over the ship's communication system. And with one quick motion, she activated a beacon. A bright red pulse shot through the ship. Signal. A message. A location broadcast. Lyra gasped. No, Sira, why did you do that? Elias grabbed Sira's wrist. Who did you call? Sira's lips trembled as tears filled her eyes. My people, she whispered. I called the last Miralai ships. They're scattered. Hiding. I thought maybe they would save us. Lyra stared at her sister in shock and pain. You told the Empire where we are. Sira shook her head violently. No, I only sent it to our people. Elias stepped toward her, voice steady but sharp. You don't know who intercepted it. Sira froze. Her face went pale. The enemy commander's hologram flickered back to life. He smiled, a cruel, satisfied smile. Thank you, little one, he said softly. Your signal was very helpful. Sira fell to her knees. She didn't mean to betray them, but her desperation had done exactly that. Lyra knelt beside her, pulling her into an embrace. We will fix this, she whispered. We always fix things, Sira. Together. But the damage was done. On the sensor screen, 3 more enemy ships appeared. Then 5. Then 7. The Dominion was coming in full force. The pilot stared in disbelief. They're surrounding the nebula. They're blocking every exit. The medic stepped forward. Ambassador, we should surrender. If they want the girls, we are no match for their fleet. Lyra stood up, shaking her head fiercely. No, if we go with them, every world will fall. Sira looked up at Elias, tears streaming. I'm sorry. I didn't want to betray you. I panicked. I was afraid. Elias exhaled slowly. Fear made people do dangerous things. Her act wasn't evil, just human. Even if she wasn't human, he knelt beside her. Sira, he said gently. I'm angry. But I don't hate you. Fear is powerful. But trust is stronger. Sira buried her face in her hands. I ruined everything. Lyra wrapped her arms around her sister. No, you made a mistake. Mistakes can be repaired, but we cannot give up. The walls shook again. This time harder. The Dominion troops were almost through. Elias stood up. Everyone listen, he shouted. We cannot outrun them. We cannot outfight them. The only chance we have is to understand why the Empire wants these girls. Lyra looked at him with wide, frightened eyes. You still do not trust us, she said quietly. Elias shook his head. I trust you. But trust isn't enough. I need facts. I need the whole truth. The sisters shared a long look, one filled with fear, love, and silent communication. Then Lyra nodded. Follow us, she said softly. There is something we haven't shown you yet. Elias hesitated, then motioned for the soldiers to hold the line. The sisters led him down a narrow corridor toward a sealed door near the back of the ship. Very few crew members even knew this room existed. Inside was a small, dark chamber filled with strange, glowing symbols that weren't human. The glow pulsed like a heartbeat. This is not ours, Elias whispered. This is alien technology. Lyra nodded slowly. We brought it with us. It helps us understand our visions better. It connects us to the Genesis core. Elias stepped back. You brought a piece of the core? Sira shook her head. Not the core, just a star map. A memory of it. Without this, we cannot see the future clearly. Lyra placed her hand on the glowing surface. A holographic map of the galaxy appeared, thousands of stars, lighting up like fireflies. but several stars were marked in red. Dying. Collapsing. Double quotes. When the Dominion activates the core, Lyra whispered, these stars will die first. Elias felt cold. He finally understood. This was not a negotiation. This was not a political conflict. This was the survival of entire star systems. And suddenly, the chamber shook violently. The doors burst open. Dominion soldiers stormed in. Leader pointed his spear. Take the sisters. The betrayal was complete. Not because Sira wanted it, but because fear had created the opening the Dominion needed. Elias stood between the soldiers and the girls, and for the first time he knew he would rather die than hand them over. The Dominion soldiers stepped into the chamber like shadows with weapons. Their armor glowed red through the darkness, filling the room with an eerie light. Elias stood firmly in front of the sisters, pulse pistol raised. His crew lined up beside him, injured but ready to fight. The Dominion commander entered last. Tall and terrifying, his mechanical eyes fixed on Lyra and Sira. Move aside. Ambassador, he ordered. This is your final chance to live. Elias didn't move. He didn't blink. You talk about order, he said, voice steady. But all I see is fear. Fear of two girls who want peace. The commander tilted his head. Peace? He pointed at the glowing star map behind them. A device that can collapse stars is not peace, it is power. Lyra stepped forward, even though she trembled. The Genesis core was built to heal worlds, not destroy them. The commander snapped his fingers. Two soldiers raised their shock spears toward her. Elias quickly pulled Lyra behind him. Enough, Elias said. Tell me the truth. What do you plan to do with the core? The commander walked closer, his voice low and cold. The galaxy is chaos. Civilizations rise and fall every century. Wars never end. Hunger never ends. Fear never ends. But with the core, we can reset everything. We can create order that will last forever. Elias frowned. You mean control? You want to rule every species. The commander didn't deny it. A stable galaxy needs one ruler. Not like this, Elias said. Not by destroying stars. The commander raised his hand. Take the girls. The soldiers charged. Elias fired. One soldier dropped. The crew fought back, but the Dominion warriors were stronger, faster, unstoppable. Sparks flew as metal clashed with energy. Lyra grabbed Sira's hand, instantly. Their eyes ignited with green light. Sira whispered, Lyra, I see something. Lyra inhaled sharply. Yes, a path. A very dangerous one. Elias fought his way toward them. What path? Tell me. The girls pointed at the glowing star map. A single star above their ruined homeworld lit up. It is not just a map, Lyra said. It is a door. Elias blinked. A door to what? Sira answered, voice trembling yet certain. To the machine. To the real core. We can guide your ship to it. Elias froze. What? Now, while they're attacking us? Lyra nodded. Yes, it is our only chance. The Dominion wants the core, but if we reach it first, we can destroy it. The commander heard everything. He lunged forward, roaring, Stop them! The sisters pressed their palms to the star-map. Green light exploded across the chamber. Whole ship shook with violent force. Panels burst. Lights flashed. The engine roared like a beast waking from 100-year sleep. Elias stumbled back. What did you two do? Lyra shouted, We opened the path. Your ship is now linked to the core's location. Sira's voice cracked, but the link also woke something else. Something ancient. Every screen aboard the Horizon Dawn lit up with symbols. No human had ever seen. The pilot screamed over the comms. Ambassador, the ship just locked coordinates. We're jumping into a black zone. No charts, no data, this region doesn't exist. Lyra yelled, It exists, but only for us. The commander roared in anger and charged at the girls. He leaped between them. The commander swung his spear. Elias blocked it with his pistol arm. Pain shooting through him, he fired point blank. The commander staggered but didn't fall. Lyra looked at Elias in horror. If he reaches the core, all is lost. The ship's engine suddenly activated. The chamber tilted. Violently, the Dominion soldiers lost their balance. Some crashed into walls. Others flew backward as the Horizon Dawn accelerated to a speed no human ship had ever reached. "We're jumping!" The pilot shouted. "No one can stop it." The commander tried to grab Sira's arm, but the ship jerked again, and he missed, crashing into the door. Elias grabbed both sisters. "Hold on!" A blinding flash swallowed everything. For one long moment, there was no sound, no light, no ship only. A feeling of falling into a deep and endless void. Then reality slammed back into place. The horizon. Dawn floated in silence. A black sky with no stars surrounded them. Only one thing shone ahead. A giant broken planet, glowing with golden cracks. Lyra whispered in awe. This is our home." Sira clutched Elias's hand. "And beneath the ruins," she said softly, "lies the Genesis core." Elias stared at the shattered world. This was it. The turning point of history. Behind them, the Dominion fleet would arrive soon. Ahead of them lay a machine that could save the galaxy. Or end it forever. The shattered planet hung before them like a broken heart. Golden cracks ran across its dark surface, pulsing with a quiet glow. The Horizon Dawn floated in silent awe. Every crew member frozen as they stared at the ancient world, the birthplace of Lyra and Sira, now crushed by wars older than human memory. Elias felt a shiver crawl down his spine. So this is the Mirrorlie. Homeworld. Lyra nodded softly. Once full of forests and oceans, now only a shell. Sira squeezed her sister's hand, but beneath it, the core sleeps. Before Elias could respond, the radar blared loudly. The Dominion fleet had arrived. 7 warships appeared behind them, emerging from the void like hungry predators. Their red lights shimmered against the emptiness. The crew panicked. "Ambassador, they'll destroy us if we stay here." Elias stood tall. "No, they want the core. They won't attack, not yet." Lyra looked at him with fear. "They will try to take us inside. And once they activate the core, everything ends." Sira's voice shook as she spoke. "We must reach the core first. And we must destroy it." Elias swallowed hard. Destroying a machine older than civilizations was one thing, surviving the Dominion while doing it was another. But he nodded. "We finish this, together." The Disgenta small shuttle carried them down through the broken planet's atmosphere. Lightning crawled over the cracked surface. Dust storms rose like ghosts. Swirling in the golden light, Elias piloted the shuttle himself. The sisters sat behind him, holding hands tightly, eyes glowing brighter the deeper. They went. "We can feel it," Lyra whispered. "The core is awake." Sira added, "It knows we're here." A chilling thought. The shuttle landed near a massive canyon so deep it looked bottomless. Strange ruins carved into the stone glowed with old Mirrorlie symbols. "This is it," Lyra said softly. "The entrance." Elias tightened his grip on his pistol. "What should I expect inside?" The sisters exchanged a fear-filled glance. "Memories," Sira whispered, "and pain." The core CHNB, or they climbed down into the canyon until they reached a strange metal door fused into the rock. Lyra placed her hand on the center. Green light spread across the door like water. It opened. Inside was a giant chamber, circular, silent, glowing with golden light. In the center hovered a massive sphere of interlocking rings, rotating in perfect harmony. The Genesis core, a machine that held the fate of countless worlds. Elias stepped forward carefully. "It's beautiful." Lyra shook her head. "It is dangerous." Sira pointed to the rotating rings. "Once activated, it can rewrite star systems. But it cannot be controlled fully. It always demands a price." Before Elias could ask what price, the chamber shook. The poo. Dominion commander entered with his soldiers. His armor flickered with red light, brighter than before. "You came all this way," he said. "Thank you." He walked toward the core. "Now step aside." Elias lifted his weapon. "You will destroy everything." The commander laughed. "You humans, always afraid of power." He raised his hand, signaling his soldiers to seize the girls. Lyra and Sira stood tall. "We will not go with you," Lyra said. "You cannot activate the core without us," Sira added. The commander grinned. "Who said I need both of you?" He pointed at Sira. "Take the younger one. She is enough." The soldiers moved forward. Elias stepped in front of Sira. "You are not touching her." The commander's eyes narrowed. "Stand aside, human." "No." Elias fired. Chaos erupted. Final HFY Sci. Core reacted to the battle. Its golden rings spun faster. The chamber filled with blinding light. Lyra screamed. "It's waking up. We must choose now." Sira grabbed Elias's arm. "We can stop it, but we need you, your mind, your heart." Elias gulped. "What do I have to do?" "Touch the core with us," Lyra said. "Your human thoughts will decide the path." The commander lunged toward them. "No." Elias ignored him and placed his hand on the core. Lyra and Sira did the same. Instantly, a flood of visions hit them. Galaxies born, galaxies dying, worlds burning, worlds healing. Two paths appeared.